This is the last day. We're leaving in a little bit here, so don't have a long session to do, but I thought I'd do maybe half hour, 45 minutes of yoga before we get on the plane. Do a short hop. It's only a half-hour flight over to San Juan, but I think it'll be a good flight, a fun flight, and then in San Juan we're going to stay for the afternoon, checking out Old Town. So it'll be nice to spend some time here today near the ocean. Later today we might get a chance to spend a little time with the ocean again as we get checked into our hotel in the late afternoon and see another sunset. And tomorrow morning we get up early and leave. So thank you for joining me on all of these broadcasts and being part of the joy that Robbie and I have shared here with our tour of this island and our fun with our posts. And we really have enjoyed everyone's comments and your being with us, and the fact that you've enjoyed our posts and what we've done. It makes us as happy as the bright sun is shining in the sky. So here we go. We're going to do a little bit of yoga. We'll start with a little bit of standing poses as we normally do. Get it set up here. We've got big waves today, so I'll go ahead and speak a little bit louder so you can hear my voice if you want to. Here we go. See if we can get more of the ocean into the picture. A little bit farther back. All right, let's begin. I'd like to get a little bit more of the ocean. I like opening with this movement because it seems to address a lot of the joints and muscles in the torso. Helps you to stand straight, tall. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then this forward bend. Many of you may know I grew up pretty much on the beach of Malibu. And this sound was the sound I went to sleep to every night for most of my young life. The tides surging under our home on pilings on the beach in Malibu. So when I come back to the ocean, these sounds of the ocean, of the waves crashing against the shore, rushing up the sand and then sucking back, are just so delightful to me. when I first started yoga, it was coming home from school. This isn't formal starting, but I believe that it is the beginning. We all have a way of segueing into the inner walk. And I would come home from school, drop my book bag, and I'll go over and jump on the chair and look out the window and sit there looking over the back of the couch, out the picture window at the Pacific Ocean as it waved and frothed and white-capped, sometimes for hours. Let's go ahead and just spin a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on your screen. You might be able to. Behind me is a nice little point for surf riding. It has a really sweet little break. It's a short left when it's good. And if the set rolls in, you'll be able to see the swells marching forward into the beach. I've been doing this yoga since I was 14 years old. Robbie's been doing her yoga, seems like forever. She gets out in the morning and twists and turns and finds angles on flowers and clouds and trees. It's her yoga. She stretches, does her breathing. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's inspiring. You can see the swell there behind you. It's not as big as it was yesterday. Makes it good for body surfing, belly boarding, surfing. Makes it a little less good for skin diving. If you wait a day or so, go out. Or go to the other side of the island where the waves aren't breaking, which we did yesterday. Okay, let's do some sun salutations. I'm going to have to take this a little longer. Warm it up. A good thing to try and keep your mind focused on when you're doing these exercises and an elongation along the spine. As though someone were pulling you straight up from the top of the head. In a way, it's a practice of weightlessness. feeling as though you're expanding upwards against gravity. And then let's go down forward, gently. Just hang out here for a few moments. Work with keeping the legs straight, as straight as you can. You don't have to come this far over, just keep the legs straight. Let the hips open up, let the lower back release. Let your hinge begin to develop there at the waist. Go ahead and step back, right leg back. Keep that back stretched leg energized, dropping in at the hips, allowing the chest to come open. You'll feel the stretch along the side of the hip as the chest opens up. Oftentimes that's what keeps us from opening that chest. Those hips are closed. If you can't do this pose, if you can't go that far, don't worry. Just keep working it. These are the things that you want to work towards. Step back both. Now begins downward dog. Let's go ahead and go into that plank. For those of you who can hold it for a little bit. Then upward facing dog. And roll over those toes if you can. Otherwise, just change the position of the toes and get up on them. Rolling over the toes. In other words, you're lifting the top side of the toes first. And then coming over. Good exercise for the toes. One of the things I love about yoga, they don't exercise every part of the body. This downward dog is an inversion. It's a mild inversion. So I like to hold it for a little bit, get the blood flowing back to the brain, nourishing the brain. And it allows you some time to contemplate, to meditate.
and stepping forward with the same foot you went back with. And again, keeping that outstretched leg energized and dropping at the hips and feeling that stretch in the hip and the left hip, and the forehip and the quadricep, and the thighs, allowing that chest to come open. And stepping forward. And bring it up slowly. And lean it back gently. Hold it back. Rooting yourself with your feet, with your toes. From the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, your body is awake. From all of the masculine frequencies of existence to the feminine frequencies of existence, you are awake. And back down. There's something about practicing yoga when you're young, practicing it in middle age, and practicing as you grow towards those last years. The momentums that you establish early bear you well. However early you start developing a momentum. If you start earlier, the momentum begins earlier, and it holds you through the last years of your life. As we go through life, there is a constant pressure of duality on our bodies. A yin and a yang, a masculine and a feminine, and the pressures are intense. And that causes deterioration of tissue and aging. We can have some practice, day by day, gentle practice, which reaffirms the divine blueprint, the flexibility of that blueprint, and reestablishing that blueprint of divine physicality. Then we can actually bring more quality to life throughout the entire period of life, including older age. And live out our older age with more health and vitality than we would if we didn't practice. So it's a choice you make. You may not want that. You may want to just age and then pass away. And that's fine too. Nothing is judged. But if you want to extend your life and have a higher quality of life through that extension, then you really find you've got to do something. And this yoga is a great practice, because if the gymnasium goes out of business that you've been subscribed to for some time, then you still have yoga. Let's do another round. And as you gain in years, the way you approach yoga becomes more gentle, more delicate, more simplified, because you understand what it is that your specific karmic pattern needs, wants, and can handle. And so you specifically work on specific physical karmas that you might have. Sore back, sore legs, sore neck. You want to find ways to overcome that through yoga. Many people have. So you find it, but you find it pretty much on your own. It doesn't really take a yogi guru to tell you, oh, you got to do this pose. You'll find it because the poses in general are self-intelligent. And as you do them, you gain the intelligence of what they do and how they affect you. And again, I have to take the opportunity to tell you that's what Samadhi game mantras do as well. They're self-intelligent, and as you do them, you gain an intelligence as how you can use them more effectively, what words you can speak, how you inflect them. So I invite you again to Samadhi game mantras of enlightenment, given daily, if possible. Again, just like yoga, everything builds a pressure, everything builds a momentum, and you can keep your consciousness clear and firm all the way through your life by doing those mantras, by having that directionality, intentionality of your eternality. First time we did the right leg back, now we're doing the left leg as the first movement. And now we'll go right. And now we'll sweep forward. Won't hold it. We'll just come up into downward facing dog. And then sweep over those toes back down. Give those toes a little action. Whatever foot you went back with, you come forward with. Voila. Other foot. And on up. Right leg back. Move it forward. Downward dog. Right leg forward. Back. On up. If you've been following along day by day as we do these yogas, you might be getting familiar with this. We'll just go a little bit faster now. This is exercise. Full body exercise. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. As you stand here catching your breath, watch your posture. Do a full cyclic breath. As you breathe in down the front side of the body, as you breathe out, feel its ascent up your spine. As you breathe in, feel it move all the way down the front side of your body to the perineum. As you breathe out, that ascent up the spine, shivering to the crown. Tongue at the top of the roof of the mouth. remember, you can do a little Kegel on the out exhalation. Men, this is great for the prostate. Let's go ahead and do some standing poses. Other side. Other side. Let's do a few poses on the floor and give Vieques a beautiful farewell. Let's just rest here for a little bit. Sit in an easy cross-legged position, keeping that little thread off the top of the head being pulled long. Being pulled long into your true self, into your real identity, into who you really are. I amness. Can you feel that? Can you feel that I amness? Get yourself comfortable and feel that spine pulled long. Don't just collapse. Keep yourself long. You can close the eyes and rest into your heart. Let your gaze lift up. You might even find yourself, your eyes, if your eyes were open, you might be looking up like about there. Just a little bit up, just intensifying the idea of up. So you can close your eyes around that up gaze. What we're doing with this idea of up is intensifying the action of awareness around the frontal lobe of the brain, that frontal cortex, the beloved frontal cortex. And you can feel now, just because we want to see the difference, now just look down. Close your eyes, down. The difference in energy, just feel the difference in energy there. Now raise your eyes up. Make sure your spine is straight. You can feel that lift. So the attention, the energy goes where the attention flows. So wherever you put your attention on that, that's where the energy goes to. You put your attention upwards in the process of an upward gaze, your energy begins to rise out of the lower chakras. Now we're into the chakra system. Out of the difficulties of life, into the blissful samadhis of life. And there's many samadhis, there's many nirvanas, there's many opportunities to experience pure joy. So look up. No matter what your circumstance, no matter what those lower chakra entanglements might be, look up. Draw yourself into that upward gaze. Allow this escape hatch of the upward gaze. It's in that upward gaze, it's in that escape hatch, it's in that core of what the yogis call the Sushumna, that central core of being I am, that neutral witness. It is neither yin nor yang, it is neither light nor dark, it is God omnipresent in you. I am that. It's no big secret. Not anymore. This simple knowledge used to be withheld as a privilege only for the select few. Made to be the sole understanding and privilege of great masters such as Jesus or Gautama or whoever your predilection in religion is. They are the ones that know the I am. Only they. But that's now gone. Our world has entered a new understanding, a new connection revolution is upon us. And we are seeing and we are being the I am in embodiment now. I and my Father are one. You and your Father, Mother, God are one. So as we stay secure in that central rod of Aaron, that sword Excalibur, this spinal stalk, this central pivot of being, this ground of being, then all dualities become manageable in this world of form. Male, female, light, dark, truth, lie. In chapter 2 of Samadhi Gain, you'll find an understanding of how to use the duality, how it is looked at very clearly. I invite you to take a look at that. It's an interesting chapter. And it takes a little bit of willingness to do so, because it's not something that we're taught we can do. basically we're taught that we just have to survive. That chapter takes us beyond surviving into thriving. Because when you actually can see how to work with dualities in a constructive way, this whole planet becomes a garden. A garden that you're not attached to. And you can slide through the different levels of being on the elevator of consciousness. And just like the great yogis, the great masters of all time, you can escape at any time you want into that oneness. And even here, I am the one, is the mantra for us all. Let's just meditate on the sounds of the breeze through the trees, the waves breaking, the sun rising, the sun's power on our skin. The spine is straight. Peace. Amen.